One of the things that we do whenever we are out is occasionally go out and go on little hotel trips. And it's because just because you're full-time living in an RV doesn't mean you have to live in your full-time in the RV all the time. And we used to do this when we were at home. We used to go on weekend trips all the time. It's the weekend. So we're at the Hotel Melby. This is in Melbourne. And it's a nice place. I just wanted to show it to you guys. I don't know what video this may be attached to, or how long ago this was, but very clean place, kind of nice. It's not overly fancy. We are on the 10th floor, and there's a hotel restaurant on the 11th floor. Welcome, Heidi. I always register in Heidi's name. I park, she registers. In this case, I couldn't do that though. But what a nice view. And this is Strawbridge Road. We lived, if you go about 3 miles that way, that's where I grew up. So if you go this way, which I'll zoom in a little bit quickly here for you, there's the Indian River, and then off in the distance you can see the land. That is the other side of the Indian River, and then that sliver of land holds A1A, the road A1A, and then there's the beach. So you can see why I enjoy being near the beach. I mean, growing up in this area, I've always liked it. And this road, years ago, obviously in the 70s, it wasn't like this, but there's lots of restaurants. You can see down here, they put a QR code and everything so you can see what's going on. Live music Friday and Saturday. I'm sure there's lots of live music, but this is old Melbourne, Florida. There's a whole slew of things this way. Just a nice area. You'll see lots of people walking and biking. It's very slow. The traffic's very slow for pedestrians through here. You still get the obvious idiot occasionally, but yeah, again, just wanted to check in with you guys. And just because you're RVing doesn't mean you have to be in your RV all the time. To follow up on the ice maker, we had a couple of good questions, and some of them, I don't know if I'd consider them good. We showed quite a bit on the video on this ice maker as far as the ice that was in my iced tea. And somebody said, well, you need to show the ice maker making ice. I suppose. But I'm not actually going to show, like the ice falling. I don't know why I would do that. That seems a little funny. But what I will do is tell you that right now the water reservoir is completely full and the ice bucket is completely empty. It is not cool. It is not cold. It is at room temperature. So this will be a true indication of how much ice it will make and how long it takes. Right now, currently, it's in the morning at 9:20 a.m. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and turn this on and let the ice begin. We'll come back. So 12:17, and this is what it looks like. That is definitely half. That is no doubt half. So I think it's a safe assumption that it took 3 hours to get us a half, that it would take 6 hours to fill this. And I would say that if we continue to do what we're doing, that we would be able to do this, for another 12 hours to midnight tonight. We would have another full bucket. So plenty of ice. There's plenty of ice. Like I said, wonderful little cubes that are in here. Do a little photo shoot for you. Not, but yeah, these things are awesome. I love eating these. Oh, yum, 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 yum. It's like little candy to me. So there's your update. Let's get back to whatever we're doing. We're getting ready to prepare ourselves to actually leave, and one of the things that we needed to do was mount this trail shield, rock guard, whatever it is, back on the truck. We've been running without it. The shank that I had for the Pro Pride, the Stinger, that's what this used to bolt to. And whenever I got it initially, the rock guard comes with a 2.5 inch bracket for a 2.5-inch shank, similar to this here. This shank here is coming back out of the woodwork, knocked off the mothballs on it. That was the shank that we had for the travel trailer with our F-150, believe it or not, and I'm talking about the Terry travel trailer. So moving forward and moving through trucks and trailers, we had to buy a hardware kit. It's a 2.5-inch. You can see there, and see how I got it marked off and I put 2-inch. That's because I kept the bag and I swapped them out. So I have to pull the 2-inch hardware out of there, put it back on this rock guard, and then I do have to run the adapter. Okay, next day, more thought given, and we just bought a new shank. This is a real lightweight shank. It's like 13,000 pounds, but it is a class 5. We turned it upside down because it is a drop or a rise. I wanted only a 3-inch, but they didn't have that. I could cut this off if I wanted, but anyways, it's mounted now. And we do have an anti-rattle hitch, pin, clip, clamp. That's what I meant. I'll tell you what, I'll just put the links down below for this and that clamp. So the deal is the rock guard's mounted back on there again, the rock shield. Unfortunately, if we were to use our hitch back here for any kind of bikes or anything like that, if I had a bike carrier or a motorcycle carrier or whatever, I'm just making up stuff, you know, once we drop off the fifth wheel and we want to actually go explore, and maybe we want to bring our bikes with us, they'll just have to go in the bed of the truck for now. What I could do, I mean, this is healthy enough, this is big enough, I could make it to where I have something that is welded on here that we could go that route, or maybe even just bolt it on. I mean, this, I'm sure I could figure out something there. But yeah, this is definitely the solution. The only thing I don't care about the rock guard, if you guys know, I did a video on this, or a review on this in the past. Go check that out if you're more interested in it. Everything about it's great except for two things. One, it's relatively heavy, especially when it's clamped to a shank. Of course, obviously, when you take the shank out, the shield comes with it. That's number one. And number two, the only thing else I don't like is, you see the finish on it? I mean, it's just gotten really horrible, and we've done everything we can try to get that streaking out. We've used Purple Power, which is a harsh chemical. We used the wire brush at one point down at that end trying to do something. We've used Barkeeper's Friend. We've used Neverdol. You guys ever use that stuff? We just can't get that finish fixed. Now, with that said, this thing has saved the travel trailer a ton from getting hit with rocks. Because when we were at coming out of the park towards Cody, Wyoming, can't remember which park that was now. Anyways, they chipped and sealed the road for about, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 miles, and it was horrible. And this thing kept the rocks down to a minimum. So it's back on there, and that's that. It's getting a little bit later in the evening, and we thought we'd step in front of the camera real quick and basically close out this video. There's some stuff we wanted to talk about, and number one was, how do we feel after being in this park for the last 6 months straight? This is the longest we've been in any one place our entire lives since her and I have been together, except for the house that we lived in. Where we're at, if you guys don't know, we're in Southgate Village Mobile Home RV Park in Vero Beach, Florida. I think this is considered South Vero, isn't it?
Yep.
And we had a lot of changes happen since we got here. We got our new fifth wheel. We got rid of our travel trailer. We got rid of the cap on our truck. We now have a roll and lock tonneau cover. We had electric XP bikes. We got rid of those. We had a couple of other electric bikes. The thing that was the biggest deal for us, though, being here all this time, was I had some medical stuff. And again, getting the fifth wheel, we knew that we may have to trade in our RV, our old travel trailer, or we might have to sell it ourselves. We just didn't know what was going to happen. And we did know we wanted to be in one spot for the entire winter if possible, and we locked this spot in. We just happened to lock this in. As far as how well, there's lizards going on over there, how well this place has served us, I mean, it's just perfect. We like it here a lot. Now, there's a little bit of sadness to that for me. And I mentioned it, I think, in the past on our live chat. I actually feel more sad and hesitant to leave this spot more than when we left our house that we lived in all those years. Now, we have friends and relatives and stuff, not including that up north, but our family. But to leave this spot, it's so hard to put into words for me how important it was for us to have 6 months of great weather, 6 months straight. None of this, oh, it looks like it's going to be cold for the next week. Oh, it looks like a big snowstorm's coming in and we got to be careful for the next 2 days. Oh, we got to winterize. Oh, I've got to get it covered up. We can't go anywhere. We can't go enjoy ourselves. We had like 7 days that were not very comfortable here as far as the weather was cold. There was a little bit of rain issues.
That was it, though.
That was pretty much it. So,
my thoughts on being here and leaving are I can't wait to get out and explore some more. But I do really like this area a lot. There's so much to offer outside the park here. Doctors, grocery stores, anything.
convenient.
Anything that you would want it's right out here in Vero Beach. The beach is 3.6 miles on bikes.
Yeah, it's really easy for us. For example, we were sitting inside. Heidi says, I need to go over to the gas station and pick up something. So we just walked over. There's late at night. I might be just,
We went over at 11:30 at night one night.
Yeah, want to get some ice cream. Want to get some
It's
chips.
safe here. It's
Yeah.
very safe here.
It's not
in
bad.
the park.
Yeah, in the park for sure. There's stuff. Like any place,
Yeah.
there's
Riffraff all over
right,
the place.
Right. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
Traffic. You hear traffic here occasionally.
It's way quieter now.
You do hear trains. Yeah. As soon as we got past the month of probably
March.
as soon as we got into March, like the second week of March, traffic just disappeared. The noise is cut down in half. It's really easy to get around.
Yeah.
Now, we kind of knew that whenever we were here in March of 2021.
But that was really COVID.
COVID, right. But we knew we liked this area. After we had gone, to Hershey, the Hershey show, and we traveled down the coast. We stayed in Wildwood for a month. We stayed in Orlando for a month. We went over to Lazy Days Tampa, stayed for a couple of weeks. We went to Fort Myers Beach RV Resort. We were there for a little while. We went to Okeechobee. We were at Okeechobee for about a month. And then we came here. And as soon as we got here, everything changed. We felt comfortable. We felt relaxed. We felt like that there was a lot of stuff for us to do. It was nice. So we knew we wanted to come back. So again, don't expect to just call up and say, yeah, I want to get an RV site, especially for the winter. What you're going to do is call up and say, yeah, put me on the list for an RV site and hope that you get called this year.
He does have openings for the summer, though.
Yeah, there's plenty of sites you can get in here for the summer. Which, again, it's so hot. I don't know how you can stand it. I don't know how you guys are standing it all winter in the north. So, I can deal. Not with the winter so much myself. I have yet to, whenever it's just crazy hot out here, and it's just incredibly uncomfortable. I have yet to have to dress special and come out and shovel for hours that sunshine hitting the concrete. You just deal with the heat. That's all. So we're getting ready to leave here. Uh, you can hear sirens. That's something you will hear in this
The fire
park.
department is very close
Yes,
here.
it's
That's
right
why
behind the Publix and the
yeah.
Jimmy John's and Chase Bank and Einstein Bagels and Seacoast Bank
Advance
and
Auto
Advance Auto
Parts.
Parts and I think the other part stores, right? AutoZone's not that far away.
Yeah.
Checkers, all this stuff is in walking distance.
Yeah.
Popeyes, Taco Bell,
Goodwill.
Goodwill, a scooter store, an electric bike store,
Little emergency medical center.
which I don't suggest going to, which we didn't, but
It's
if you
always
need
busy.
it, it's there. Lots of
Dollar Tree.
doctors down here. The beach is 3,600 bikes. We can ride our bikes over there, but you can walk. Staples,
Yeah.
Family Dollar, or Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree. Just lots of stuff here.
Yeah.
It's a great location. So to leave here and get at, maybe into a park that might be rural, open, that's all nice. But man, when you're craving like a pizza to be delivered, it kind of sucks at some
I
of these
think it'll be
places.
good for us if we get out to.
Yeah, we do need.
We need
Although
to
we did lose weight here,
Yeah.
and we've pretty much
lost,
kept it off.
You lost like 20 pounds. I lost 10.
Well, I lost 30 originally, but I think I'm hovering around 20.
Yeah.
I think I gained a little bit back because my health has gotten a little better, and of course I started eating. But we still eat pretty healthy. It's just occasionally we're getting better. Let's just say our health is getting better. We're eating better. We're not perfect though, but it's getting there. So when we decided that we were going to leave here, we already went and weighed the truck. We'll talk about that in the future video. We weighed the truck in the form that it currently is, except we've now added the rock guard and a shank in there, so that'll add some weight. And we will be putting the generator in the back, so that'll add some weight. The fifth wheel, though, is pretty much loaded up the way we're going to travel. We've gotten rid of pretty much there's some exceptions, like, there's just exceptions. There's some stuff we'll still be getting rid of, but for the most part, all of it's out of there. We might have to get rid of more. We don't know, but we will go to the scales. We will weigh it. Now, I've already checked, and this was a mistake on my part. I weighed the fifth wheel's kingpin. We have a little Shoreline scale. If you guys haven't seen that video, look for it in our playlist. I think it was something about know your tongue weight or know your weights or something like that. Very important to know that stuff. So I got out the scale, even though I'm not supposed to use the tripod to actually, it was just for a short time, and I only brought the feet of the jacks up that far, so just enough for them to clear the ground in case that tripod failed. The RV wasn't going to fall, but it's just that far. So we put the steps in, we pulled up all the jacks, except for the front, obviously, and we then weighed the front. When we weighed it, it was about 1,970 pounds.
That was with.
Yeah, 1,970 pounds. I turned to Heidi, I said, oh, we're good. The truck can handle that. The rear axle has plenty of weight still available that could go just on the rear axle. And if you guys know when you put your fifth wheel in the bed of your truck, some of that weight goes to the front wheels. But nonetheless, the payload of the truck, being it's a gas truck, I've got 4,050 pounds payload, so we got plenty of payload. We're good all the way around. And that being almost 2,000 pounds tongue weight, I thought, I'm fine with that. We're good with that. And as we put the scale away, we were re-leveling the RV. We had it, it's automatic leveling, so we did push the button, and it started leveling out and got it all finished. And Heidi said, I think I'm going to go ahead, even though it's not time, I think I'm going to go ahead and empty and flush the black tank. And then it's like, oh my God, what was I thinking? I did that tongue weight measurement with 54 gallons of fresh water and 2/3 black tank and almost a half of gray tank on the front. And I think there's maybe 10 gallons of gray in the back tank. And it's like, that was stupid. So We got everything back out again. We emptied all the tanks, including the freshwater tank. We got rid of all of that and reweighed everything, and we're like 1750. We're about 1750 for the tongue weight, which is even better yet. I mean, that's obviously, you know, a couple 100 pounds less than what we thought it was going to be. Still, I couldn't believe it did that. When we leave here, though, we're not going very far. We're going to be there for an indefinite period of time. And when I say indefinite, we will not be there any longer than 3 weeks. We are definitely going to be there for a week, though.
If we have to stay long term, we might come back here.
Right.
If because of my health.
Yeah, Heidi's got some stuff
Yeah,
that we're
we'll just
addressing.
come back here, I think, maybe.
Right. It's because it's close to her doctor.
Yeah.
We already know the place.
We don't want to be moving every 3 weeks.
And the summer rates are pretty low
Yeah.
here. They're very, very low here for summer
Yeah.
rates. It's a desirable area. I'm ready to travel. I'm also wanting to make sure that I do everything I can to plan in my head how to get back in Florida for next winter.
Right.
It's the ultimate location for us to winter here. Now, we still have this thing in the back of our head. We still think we'd like to try Quartzsite. We want to go see it. We need to put that, you know, on a bucket list on some level. But it's just awesome. I mean, the stuff you can do here, like I said, all those places. We watch SpaceX do launches. We watch NASA do launches.
We see the Blue Angel.
The Blue Angels were flying over today.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got all kinds of stuff going on, and again, the beach. That is its own thing right there. So it's really tough to beat this location. But ready to travel, and make the RV the vehicle. We need to get the V and make it a little bigger. Make sure to remember it's a vehicle. We're using it for recreation, but might as well be called an RH, a recreational home, because it's just been sitting here as a home. But we do need to use it as a vehicle and get traveling around. And it's awesome to live in.
Yeah, we still have some stuff to show you, like the washer and dryer, even though we need to talk about it. A lot of people were wanting to know about it. Oh, my word. So we won't get into it.
Yeah, it's
and
not
then
what
we'll
you
probably, go around and tell you again all our upgrades and things like that.
But there's still some stuff I need to highlight on this RV that it's nice. It's getting a little bit later. The breeze is kicked up. It's beautiful tonight. It's
so
80
nice.
some degrees.
Yeah.
And again, it's the end of April. I'm sorry, end of April.
Yeah.
End of April, and it's just awesome. It's just so beautiful here. And again, to wrap your head around it, 6 months, other than 7 days peppered throughout the 6 months, we have had nice weather for 6 months. There's been a few days, maybe a pullover, maybe long pants, but we could always go do something. We always could do something as outside and not have to worry about weather. All right, so I'm going to do what I have to do to close out this video right now. It's real easy.
As always, we hope to see you out here somewhere. Bye.
Bye.
Ba-dum-bum-bum. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum.
Don't.
That's every time I say that, I hear that in my head. It's funny.